Hello everyone, welcome to channel Qtomation. In last sessions we have seen about alerts, iframes, nested iframes, etc. Today we will see how to handle browser windows. So sometimes whenever we click on any link on the web page, it opens a new browser window. And sometimes we have to switch the WebDriver focus to newly opened browser window to access elements present inside that. So how to handle multiple browser windows? So if I want to show you one example, let's consider this web page. So I'm just going to open this URL. So on this web page, now this is the current browser window which is opened. I can interact with the elements present inside on this web page because WebDriver focus is currently on this web page. If you scroll down to this web page, you will see there are some links are present. If I click on this Facebook link, it opens a new browser window. If you see, it opens a new tab. It opens a new window in which there is some another web page URL is opened. Similarly, if I again click on this Twitter icon, it will again open a new browser window. So these are considered as a child windows. Now this is the parent window and we have opened some child windows. And whenever we open this window, WebDriver focus remains on the current page. At the start, by default, the focus is on the current page. So if I want to switch to another browser window, how to do that, right? So how to do it, that we will see in today's session. So if you see, these are considered as a child windows. I want to switch the focus from my current window to these child windows. Or sometimes there can be a scenario where we want to close. If I use driver.close command, it will close the current window. It will close the current window, but child window will remain open. So we have seen the difference between driver.close and driver.quit. So whenever we use driver.quit command, it actually closes all the web browser instance. All the tabs, all the windows it will close. But if you use driver.close, then it will close only the tab or window on which WebDriver focus is there. So we will see that scenario as well. Now for this, I am just closing it. So what we will do, first we will see how to switch the focus from one browser window to another browser window. So switching WebDriver focus from one browser to another browser window. To switch from current window to new window, basically we have direct command, that is switch to window. But in switch to window, we have to provide some parameter, right? In case of alerts or in case of frames, in case of iframes, we have seen that we can use any iframe attribute. For example, iframe ID or iframe as a web element, we used to pass that identifier. But this window ID, in case of window, we have to use window ID. We have to pass this window ID. And this window ID is not present in HTML page. So we cannot get it from our HTML page by just simply inspecting element. Because this browser window ID is generated when browser window is opened and it is dynamic. So this window ID gets generated whenever any new window gets opened. It will generate it automatically during the runtime, and it is dynamic in nature. For example, it will change every time. It will not remain constant. I will show you one example. So let's go to PyCharm. In PyCharm, let's create a new Python file. I am naming it as browser switch demo. So it will use to switch the windows of browsers. I am just using code from our previous session, which includes We should not name it as a browser switch demo. Actually, we are not switching the browser, but we are switching window. So how to rename it? We can simply go right click on that specific Python file, click on refactor, rename, and we can just rename as browsers window switch demo. So I have refactored that file name. Now I have pasted the code here. So basically we are importing WebDriver, options and service classes. We have created Chrome options object in which we have added experimental option detach as true so that it will keep the browser open after the script end. To pass the browser driver executable path, we have used service class object in which we are passing executable path and we are giving path of our Chrome driver.exe file. Then we are creating the driver instance, and while creating the driver instance we are passing service class object and options class object. We have used implicit wait of 5 seconds. And then what we are doing, we are simply going to open this web page. Now which web page we are going to open? So this is the web page I am going to open. So it will launch the URL and then we can maximize the window. So I will simply use driver.maximize window. It will maximize the window. After maximizing the window, what we want to do is, I want to click on this Facebook link. So it will open a new child window. So I will just inspect it. So we can use any locator. So we can use XPath or we can use link text as well. Since it is a link, we can also use link text. So Facebook is a link text. So I am just copying it and let's try to click on that link. Driver.find element by dot link text, comma. So it will locate that Facebook link and it will click on that link. After clicking, it will open a new browser window. Now I will show you example. Let's say I will use driver.close. So what will happen? So if I use driver.close, what will happen? Let's see. And after opening the link, so here we are clicking on the Facebook link. I am adding some time so that we can see the actual execution, otherwise it will be too fast. I am adding 5 seconds as a time. So it will hold the script for 5 seconds. Let's import the time package. And now let's execute the file and let's see what happens. So it will launch the browser, it will maximize the window, then it will click on the Facebook link. After clicking, it is opening in new window, if you see, and then the initial window, that is the parent window, that got closed. If you see facebook.com, this tab is open now. This is the child window that remained opened after driver.close. But the initial window, which was the parent window, that got closed. I will just close it and let's execute one more time. So what happens is, it will close the initial window, that is the parent window, because whenever we open that browser, by default the focus of the WebDriver remains on the parent page. So that's why driver.close will close only the parent window and child window remains open. So I am just one more time executing it so that we can again see it. So it is launching the web browser, it is opening the parent page and then it is clicking on Facebook and opening the child page, or we can say another tab. And after that, driver.close gets executed. That closes the initial window and this window remains open. Now there can be situation where more than one, let's say 4 to 5 windows are open and we want to close all of them. So we can use driver.quit. So driver.quit will close all the windows, but let's say I want to close any specific windows. For example, I want to close only the child window. I want to close only the facebook.com window which is opened, but I want to keep the parent window open. So for that, we have to shift the focus of the WebDriver from one window to another window. Now how to switch the focus from one window to another window, that we will see. I am just closing it. Now to switch the focus from one window to another window, I am just commenting this part so far. So to switch, we have direct command, that is driver.switchtowindow, in which we have to pass window ID. And where we can get this window ID? We cannot get this window ID directly from HTML page. This window ID is generated by the browser during runtime, and it is dynamic in nature. To get the window ID, we have one command, that is current window handle. So current window handle is used to get window ID of single browser window. So whenever this window is opened, there would be some window ID generated. And how to get that window ID is, we can use current window handle command on driver instance. So driver.currentWindowHandle will give that window ID, and we can pass that window ID to switch to window method. It will switch the focus to that specific window. And if there are multiple open browser windows, let's say there are 4 to 5, or let's say there are 10 browser windows are open, in that case we have to use window handles method. Driver.window_handles method, it returns window IDs of multiple open windows. Let's say if you open 3 to 4 windows and I want to get window ID for all of them, then we can use driver.windowhandles method. Now first we will see for single window. Now let's see for single window. For single window we can use current window handle. So I am going to PyCharm. So first we will see how it is dynamic in nature. So after clicking on this Facebook link, it will open the child window. Now before opening the child window, what I will do, I will just comment this part. Let's get the window ID for parent window itself. So how to get that? Driver.currentWindowHandle. So it will return window ID of current page, that is the parent page which is opened. And we can store this window handle. Let's say I am just storing it in parent_window. So this parent_window variable is containing window handle or window ID of current page, that is parent page. And let's print that value. I will just simply print. Let's see how it looks, that parent window ID, and how it is dynamic. So I will just put some text here. Let's say print parent window ID is comma parent window. Now let's execute this file. It will launch the browser. It will open that URL, that is the parent page, and it should return, or it should print, the window ID of this currently opened page. If you see, parent window ID is this one. So this is in string format and it is dynamic. So I am just copying it now. I am just pasting it here. So this is the value which we have received. This is the window ID. Now let's say I am again executing this file. I am just closing this opened window, and let's execute this file one more time. So it will again launch the web browser. It will open that page, it will maximize the window, and it will capture that window ID. So I am just closing it again. And if you see, this time we have received this ID. And if you compare this ID with our previous ID, this is the previous ID which we have received. Is it same or different? Is it different, right? So that's why it is dynamic in nature. It is not constant. So we cannot hardcode that value. So it will be generated by browser every time it opens a new window. So we cannot hardcode that, and it is dynamic in nature. So now what we will do, I am just again uncommenting this code. so that it will click on that Facebook link and it will open new browser window. So now what we can do is, I want to switch focus from one window to another window. So we have to pass window ID. So for that, how to get that window ID? So after shifting the focus, so let's say here we are storing the parent window whenever it gets opened, and after clicking on the link, the WebDriver focus we want to switch, but before that we want to fetch window ID. So what we can use, driver dot switch to dot window, and we want to pass some window ID here. And how to get that window ID is, we can simply use we have to pass some window ID here. Driver dot find element by dot, not the find element, we have to use driver dot, but in this situation we are making one small mistake, that is, now there will be two windows which are open. So we have seen we can use current window handle when there is only single window. But now let's say there are multiple windows which are getting open. So instead of this, what we can do, so I am just removing this part. So here up to this point it will maximize the window, it will open the website, and we will simply use up to this point. So it will click on the Facebook link, it will open the window, it will click on the Facebook link, it will open a new window. Now there will be two windows are present. So what we can do is, we can simply use, or we can simply store multiple window IDs, right? So now there are two window IDs, current window, that is a parent window, and another window is a child window. So both the window IDs I want to store. So if there are multiple windows, we have to use driver dot current window is for single window. For multiple windows we have method called driver dot window handles. If there are multiple windows are open, then driver dot window handles, it will return multiple open window IDs. It will return multiple window IDs which are opened. And since this is returning multiple window IDs, so where we can store it? So it can be stored as a list variable. So let's say I am storing it in window IDs. So this window IDs is having multiple window handles which are open. After clicking on the Facebook, it will open another window. So two windows will be opened. So this window IDs is containing a list. Basically this is a list variable type, and it contains window ID for parent as well as child window. Now what we will do is, we want to switch the focus, right? We want to switch from parent to child. And how we will verify that this focus of the WebDriver is properly switched or not? That we can do by capturing the title of the page. So if I show the example, currently let's say we are on the parent page. So what is the title of the parent page? If you simply observe the HTML code, inside head there would be a title. So this is the title. So we will, whenever we are focused on the parent page and whenever we are capturing the title, it should give this title. And after clicking on the Facebook link, it will open new window. We will switch the focus from this window to this window, and we can get title for this page. So what is the title for this page? So So if you see the code again, HTML, inside the head there would be a title. What is the title here? Or we can simply use Control F and then we can check for title. So what is the title? This is the title. So if title is this one, then we have successfully switched, right? We are not switching on the basis of title. We are switching by using window ID. And after switching to that window, we are verifying what is the title. So if the title is changed or title is correct, that means we have successfully switched. So what we will do is, first we have to get window IDs. Now these window IDs are stored in this variable, driver.windowHandles. So I want to see what is the parent window. So parent window, I am just storing it in parent underscore window equals to, in window IDs there are two IDs. So first one is parent window. This is nothing but parent window. And second one will be child window. So I am naming it as child window. Child window ID we can say. And this is the parent window ID equals to, inside this list variable, that is window IDs, in which position it would be there? In first position. And we can simply print both the values. Print parent window ID and then print child window ID. And if I want to switch the focus from one window to another window, what we can do? So after clicking on this link, we are capturing the window IDs. It will return all the window IDs. So we can simply use driver.switchtowindow, and we want to switch to child window ID. So it will switch to child window ID. And we can also add some time here so that it would be easy to see. Time.sleep, I am adding 5 seconds wait before switching to child window. So now let's execute this file and let's see the switching. So I am just running this file. So it will launch the web browser. It will maximize the window. Initially the focus will be on parent page. The new page is opened and the focus is actually shifted on the new page. Now in this point, so focus is actually shifted to new page. But how to verify that, right? So it is shifted or not. So I'm just closing it one more time. And these are the window IDs which are printed, right? So this is the parent window ID and this is the child window ID. But they are dynamic in nature. So there is no point of printing or hard coding using the hard coded values. So I will just remove this. So now what we will do, as there are only two windows, we can use like this. Now what we will do is, after switching and before switching, we will capture the title of pages. Now initially window IDs, here we are capturing the window ID. So I am just first printing, before switching I am just printing the page title. Print driver.title. So it should return the title of parent page because focus is not yet shifted to child, right? Parent page title, it should print parent page title. After that we are switching to child window and then we will again use print driver.title. It should return print page title of child page, that is Facebook one. It should print title of child page. So now execute this file and let's check it out. So now it is launching the browser, it is opening the web page, it is maximizing the window and it is shifted the focus to child page. And now let's minimize it and let's see the console output. So this is the title for parent page which is printed and this is the title of Facebook page, that is the child page. So this one is parent page title and this is the child page title. Now let's say I again want to switch the focus from child to parent. How we can do that? From child page, we are now currently on child page. So if I use driver.close here, so if I use driver.close, which window will get closed? If I use driver.close here, so now currently the WebDriver focus is on which page? Child page. So it should close. It should close the child window. That means the Facebook one. It should close the child window and parent window will remain open. So now let's execute this file one more time. I am just closing the previously open windows. So now let's run this file one more time. So now it is launching the web browser. If you see, it is shifting the focus to child page. And now the child window got closed. If you see, that Facebook page is closed now. That means focus was on child page and child window got closed. And parent window remains open. Parent window is still open. So, and it is also printing the title as well. This is the title for parent page and this is the title for child page which we have printed. Now what we will do is, again I will switch to parent window and I will close the parent window and keep the child window open. So again we can use driver dot switch to dot window. And which ID we can pass here? We can pass parent window ID. So it will shift from child to parent window and it will close the parent window this time and child window should remain open this time. So again let's run this file. I am just closing the previously open file and now let's see the execution. So it will open the web browser. It is launching, it is opening shifting the focus to child window. Now it will again switch the focus back to parent. So if you see, parent window got closed this time and this is the child window which is open. If you see the console output, again this is the title of parent page, this is the title of child page. So this is how we can switch from one window to another window. Now in this situation there were only two windows. One was parent and another was child window. So we can simply use this approach, that is directly using ID, that is 0 and 1 index position which we have used here. But now let's say there are multiple windows, there are 8 windows, or let's say there are 10 windows are getting opened. In this situation we have to, every time we have to create multiple 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So this is not the correct approach if there are more than 3 or 4 windows are present. So for that, instead of this, what we can do, we can use for loop. So up to this we have window IDs. So what I will do, I am simply commenting this part and here we have multiple window IDs present. So what I will do, I will simply use for loop. I will use for, let's say win underscore ID in window IDs, for window ID in Windows IDs. So I have created one for loop for this win ID in window ID. So in the iteration it will capture first one, then it will capture second one. We want to simply driver dot switch to dot window and we can pass win underscore ID here. And after switching to that window, what we want to do, we want to print the title. So I can simply use print driver dot title. So it will print the title after switching to that window. So in the first iteration it will switch to parent window and it will simply print the title of parent window, and in next window it will take the window ID of child window and it will print title of the child window. Now let's execute this file. I am just closing the previously open browser. So it is opening the web browser, it is launching the window, then it will click on the window, it will shift to new window and it should capture the title for both the windows now. So now focus is on, if you minimize this, title for both the windows are captured. I am just adding some time here, time.sleep, so that title will be properly captured. 5 seconds time delay I am adding it here. After switching, I am just adding 5 seconds time delay, and let's execute this file one more time. So it is launching the web browser. It will click on the Facebook link so that new window will be opened. The focus will then shift to child window, and it will capture the title for this window. If you minimize this, you can see title for both the pages. So it is the title for parent page, it is the title for child page. So this is how we can switch between multiple windows. Now in the same example, what I want to do is, so far we have seen only 2 windows. Now I will show you the scenario where I want to close some specific windows, for example on the basis of condition. For example, let's say this is the web page which is open. I will just open this web page first, then I will click on Facebook. At the same time, then I will click on Twitter. After clicking Facebook and Twitter, there are 2 windows are getting opened. So total 3 windows are open now. I want to close Facebook as well as parent window. I want to close Facebook window. I want to close this parent window. I just want to keep open this Twitter window one. I want to keep open only this Twitter window, and rest of the window, both the windows I want to close. So how we can do that? So let's see how we can do it. So I'm just closing it. So what I will do, I'm just commenting this code. So I'm just slightly modifying because we want to click on Twitter as well. So here we are clicking on Facebook. I'm just copying it, and then let's observe the element for child window as well, another Twitter window. So I'm just copying the URL and again opening that URL. So after opening this web page, I want to click on Facebook, then I want to click on Twitter. So let's observe the element. First we have to find out element or link text for this icon as well. This is again another link. If you see, link text is Twitter. So I am just copying this link text, and instead of Facebook I am again copying on Twitter as well. So it will open both the windows. One by one it will open both the windows, and after that what we will do, we will capture window IDs. By using driver.window handles, it will return all the 3 window IDs and it will stored in this variable. So now this window IDs is containing all the 3 window IDs. After that we will again use the same loop which we have commented just earlier. So for window ID in window IDs, driver.switchtowindow ID. So it will, in the first iteration it will go to first parent window, then it will go to Facebook window, then it will go to Twitter window. It will print the driver.title. But what we want to do is, first let's print all the titles and let's check it out. What are the titles? And then we will apply the condition that if the title of the specific page is this one, we want to close that window. So first let's try to print the title for all the 3 windows. So I am just executing this file. So it will launch the window. First it will open the parent page, and both the windows are now open. After clicking on that, then it will shift the focus one by one. So it will go to next window. After that it will go to another window. So switch focus is now on third one. So let's say what are the title that are captured. So these are the 3 titles which are get for all the 3 windows. So I am just copying this title. Let's say I am just copying it title, and let's say I am pasting it in Notepad. So these are the 3 titles, right? So now we want to apply the conditions. So what are the conditions we want to apply? So I want to close parent page as well as Facebook page, and I want to keep only the Twitter one open. So in the same loop, what I can do, this time I will not print the title again. I will simply use one if condition. If driver.title equals to which one you want to close. So I want to close the parent page as well, so I'm just using this as a title. So I'm just putting one condition. So if the title matches to this, or we can also use or condition here, or driver dot title equals to Facebook. So this is the title for Facebook page which is getting opened in the new window. So if the title again this one, so for both this title what we want to do, we want to close those window, right? So we want to close that window. So if the title matches to this one, close the window, or if the title matches to this one, close the window. So it will close both the windows and only the parent window will remain open. So now I will just execute this. Let's execute this file. Let's close all the open windows. So now let's execute this one. So it is launching the web browser, it is opening the parent page, and then all the three windows are open now. It will shift the focus one by one. It will check the title, and if the title matches to parent window or the Twitter or the Facebook window, it will close that. If you see, both the windows got closed, that is the parent window as well as the window which was having the Facebook page. Only window which remain open is Twitter window. That is the condition which we have added, right? So if you see the code, we have added the condition here. If title matches to parent page title or the title matches to Facebook page title, we want to close those windows. Now let's say, so this is how we can actually close the specific windows. So if there are 10 windows, and out of the 10 windows we want to close only 3 windows, so we can switch the focus to that window by using driver.switchtowindow window ID, which we are getting it from window IDs, and we can match the title. If the title matches to that specific which you want to close, then it will close that window. Now let's say I want to close only the Twitter window and keep both the windows open. So how we can change the condition is, I am just copying this Twitter window title, and here instead of this one, what I will mention, that driver.title if equals to Twitter one, then it will close that Twitter window and remaining 2 windows will remain open. So now let's execute this file. Let's run this file. So it will launch the web browser, it will maximize the window, it will open all the other 2 windows by clicking on Facebook and Twitter. Then it will shift the focus from one window to another window. It will capture the title, it will compare the title, and if the title is Twitter, it will close that window and remaining 2 windows will remain open. So if you see, remaining 2 windows are open now and only the Twitter window is closed now. So this is how we can use these commands. Basically this is all about switching to browser windows. So we can use which command? If there is a single window, we can get the window ID by using current window handle is used to get window ID of single browser window, and we can pass that window ID to switch to window command. So it will shift the focus from one window to another window. If there are multiple open browser windows, then we can use driver.windowhandles command. It will return all the open windows window handles, window IDs, and those window IDs we can store in one variable, list variable, and we can iterate through that multiple window IDs by using for loop. So here exactly which we have done. We have iterated via multiple window IDs, and we can add also specific conditions. If you want to add some specific conditions to close those window, we can use, or we can check the title of the windows and then we can close those windows. So this is all about switching WebDriver's focus from one window to another window of browser. So thank you for watching this video. In the next session, we will see about web table. What are the various scenarios we can handle via web table in Selenium and Python. So thank you for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thanks one more time.